Hammer, explain this to me. I have been seeing that hockey in the Olympics, men's hockey in the Olympics, didn't go the way that people wanted it to go.
It went badly.
Yeah, it went fast too, right?
It went quick and bad. The U.S. were eliminated from the medal rounds by Slovakia. Yep. They had 5 chances to score in the shootout, couldn't do it. Trash. And then Canada was eliminated by Sweden. Sweden?
Switzerland, Sweden, it doesn't matter. Same thing.
Sweden. Check my notes.
There you go.
And yeah, it was embarrassing. So, of course, the men, just as you would expect, the men went over to China and completely embarrassed both of our hockey-loving countries. And we had to leave it up to the women. And now the Canadian and American women are playing for gold tonight.
Wow.
Bless their hearts.
So explain this to me. Are there any NHL players in the American and Canadian Olympic teams?
Ex-NHL players. There's some ex-guys and some future guys. No currents, Mark.
So if they're ex-guys, like guys that weren't good enough to stay in, or guys that retired?
You know who's on the team, Brian?
Who?
Dan Winnick.
Oh, I heard that.
In it to win it.
In it to win it, dude.
Hey, he won a cup with someone, though, didn't he? No.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he won a cup.
I don't think so. I think maybe he was in a city when someone won a cup. He was just on vacation or something, though.
No, he went to...
He watched a game where somebody won a cup.
He played for the Capitals for a minute when they were good. And they lost in the... They lost or something.
So then explain this to me, because I know from reading jerseys that not every NHL player was born in America.
True.
Oh.
So are some of the European NHL players playing for their home countries?
No NHL players were allowed to go this year.
Why? What happened? COVID?
It sucks because they brokered this whole deal where they said we want to be able to go and play in the Olympics.
Okay.
Because essentially in North America the big deal is the Stanley Cup, but in Europe you want to win a gold medal for your country. That's the biggest thing to you, is to be the pride of your country. So they brokered it in. It was going to be in there. Then COVID started delaying so many hockey games that the NHL had a contingency plan and said, we're going to the Olympics unless something causes games to be delayed and we have to make those games up during the Olympic break because it's a 3-week break. And lo and behold, COVID delayed a bunch of games in Canada. And so they said, sorry, dogs, you ain't going.
Wow.
Yep.
So the guys that were playing, representing U.S. and Canada, and I guess the other countries, where do they come from?
They're like ex-NHL players. Canada has like kids that are going to be in the NHL. Yeah. They went like young, kind of just like a hodgepodge of players.
And how much? Grabbed a couple beer league teams
for sure. For sure.
How much heads up did these people get that they were going to be in the Olympics?
I don't know. They didn't really say like what their process was. They said they always had contingency plans in case the NHL pulled out.
So I might have gotten a call in the summer and be like,
"Yeah, when did Danny get the? When did Danny get the call?"
Yeah, Winnick is like, "Whoa, okay, yeah," because that's what's interesting. Some of these guys, like, were they just working out this whole time, and like, what did their summer look like?
And how long does it take for a team to gel? Right? I mean, if you're NHL guys and you're used to all the training and the games day in and day out, you could probably get a random assortment of those guys together and click pretty quickly.
Yeah, maybe.
But if you're these other folks that are playing at different levels of different leagues, and some people make money doing it, some people are trying to earn their way up to the front, that's a real scatter of different mindsets and abilities.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing to look at when it's all said and done, which teams played together the most.
Yeah.
Because like Slovakia could just be like, yeah, fuck, we had a training camp like a month ago. Exactly. We've been buzzing.
Right.
And like, that's what's great about hockey is you can straight up outwork the other team. You can be the less talented and just work harder, work well together, and you can win easily.
Where do the women come from that are the American women's hockey team? Like, is there a pro circuit for female hockey players?
Yeah. There's pro teams, and then I think a lot of them come from college.
Yeah, definitely a lot.
There are a lot of college players, and then there are pro women's team. And in women's hockey, they're developing the like women's stars really well. And so there's like getting to be some sort of like household names of like the Hillary Knights, who like, she's a fucking badass. Like, she's a tough ass hockey player. Like old things that people used to think are gone. Like the women are fucking awesome. It's great.
Do they brawl like the guys do?
No fighting, but they're tough.
They go hard.
They
I saw early goal, a Hillary Knight goal, and it was so good.
Yeah, they battle. Like
we saw USA and Canada a couple of years ago at Honda Center.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
And it's heated.
It's
The
very
games are heated.
yeah.
Like
Do they ever recruit from roller derby?
they probably love to.
Yeah.
They probably love to. I mean, those girls can fucking skate too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was on. I watched some roller derby. And I was like, this is a tough sport.
Oh yeah.
Like this is.
Look,
this
we
is
need an
insane.
enforcer. Can you roller skate, but can you ice skate?
I think there's a position that is an enforcer.
I think so.
I don't know enough about this to speak on it, but I think there is something like that.
So so would you say that the difference is on why women were able to go so much further than men is because the NHL didn't kind of screw it up, right? Like they didn't know if they're going to go left or right.
Yep.
They made a game time, quote unquote, game time decision, which people weren't really gelling and going together.
Yep.
But the women probably knew, like this time last year, I'm going to China, man. I'm on this path.
Oh, for sure.
And they were playing to be the team to win.
Yeah, and they're fucking powerhouses. Like Canada and US their teams are insane. Like
Women's teams.
the women's ice hockey teams dominate the world. Like you expect it's going to be Canada US in the final. Which if the NHL went, it should be that way also for Canada US.
Because I remember when I was a kid, there was no pros allowed in any of the Olympics.
Yeah, it was supposed to be amateurs.
Amateurs. But then it was like, hey, if the Olympics are celebrating, sports and competition between countries, why are you saying that arguably the best players can't get out there and do it? So I remember when they did the NBA Dream Team, right?
Yeah,
Which was like, okay, maybe not. Let's try this again.
Oh yeah.
But has there been the equivalent to that with NHL players going out there and dominating?
I mean, yeah, like Canada and US, Sweden, like they're dominant. Like there's not a lot of programs that are coming up where you're like China or someone isn't like, oh yeah, we're like developing some players. Like
because those whole teams they're teams of NHL players.
Got it.
You know, that basically because there's a lot of Canadian, US, and Sweden players in the NHL.
Yeah.
If you're a hockey player, born and raised in, America or Canada, what would be the goal to have in your resume? A gold medal or a Stanley Cup victory? What do you think matters
Stanley
more?
Cup.
I would guess Stanley Cup.
Wrong. It is a Stanley Cup with a gold medal sitting inside of it. You guys missed D, all of the above.
Well, I think it's World Juniors. There's World Juniors, Stanley Cup, and a gold medal, and there's a few players who have that, and it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it's tough.
So there's people that have been able to cross all those off the list.
Yeah.
Man.
Not very many.
Because you want to win when you're young, and then graduate to the NHL, win in the NHL, and then
for your country,
and then win it for your country.
I wonder how it would feel winning a gold medal versus winning a Stanley Cup, where Stanley Cup, it's like everybody in there is diehard hockey. You got a good shot of 45 to 55% of those people being your fans that have watched you know your name. Like winning a gold medal in China would be, sorry, I said it wrong. China would be cool, but who's in the stands and who, you know what I mean? Like I bet the energy would feel so much different winning the gold versus winning the cup.
I'm sure winning gold this year is lackluster because I think there's not a lot of people at any of the events, right?
Yeah, it looks so empty when I see it.
I didn't see,
And
I
even
only
hockey,
saw a little.
especially hockey, it's got to be a big asterisk by the winner, right?
For sure. I mean, it's like, cool, like, way to go. Like, yeah, we won. Oh, holy shit. You're on Team Slovakia, won the gold? What year? 2022. Okay.
That year.
That's cool. That's cool. Enjoy that.
They're still going to get free beers in their town.
Yeah. Oh, forever.
Yeah.
Forever. But like, the NHL is supposed to be back in Milan, I think is the next Winter Olympics. And like, that'll be, like, people will travel to that. Like, there will be a lot of Canadians and Americans, and like it'll be similar to a Stanley Cup game. Probably.
Is that something that you would actively want to spend your money and time on pursuing, going to see?
Oh, we will for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. Me and Carl will 100% go to the games in Milan.
Where's Milan at? I hear people say it. I have no idea where it's at.
Allegedly, it's in Italy.
That's what I thought.
I've never been, so I can't
Was that real?
It is in Italy.
Can't really put a pin in it.
I don't know.
Cincinnati of Italy.
Cincinnati of Italy.
Italy.
Off-camera comedian.
Get him a mic.
But think about this, Biggie. You have this World Cup, right? Or you have the Olympics, and the best players can't go. It's literally like booking a festival, and then in the last minute, you're like, yeah, all of those bands can't show up, but we have a really sick roster of cover bands that are going to play all of their songs.
That's what's crazy. I mean, we were talking about going to China.
Yeah.
We're like, this is bold, but like this could be fun to go.
Yeah.
And then like as time went on, we were kind of like, I don't know, like whatever. And then we obviously voted against it. And thank fucking God. If I would have bought plane tickets and all this shit, the NHL pulled out, I would have been like, no, I'm not going. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch these
The beer leagues.
play. Yeah. I'd literally rather be at Anaheim Ice at 11:10 on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So forgive me if I'm wrong on my knowledge on this, but isn't it one of the greatest hockey games ever played in modern times considered an Olympic game?
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few that have been like.
You specifically talking about
Miracle on
Miracle?
Ice?
Like, yeah.
What's that?
Are you talking about Miracle?
Yeah. USA, Russia.
Miracle on Ice?
Yeah.
The Ice Capade
80s?
show?
Yeah.
It's great. Disney presents Miracle on Ice, starring Anna and Elsa of Frozen.
I mean, it wasn't a Disney
It's
movie.
Disney.
It is a Disney.
Yeah.
It is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, that was an Olympic game.
That was an Olympic game.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
what-
considered one of the best hockey games ever,
for
right?
sure. And
Everyone
what's-
thinks that game too was like the championship, and it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was like a preliminary. It was like a midway round or
Midway,
something.
yeah. Because then they beat. That wasn't the second. That wasn't semifinals, was it?
No, it was like
early
somewhere
on?
in the early. Yeah, it was
and then
weird.
they beat someone else, and then went on to win. Yeah,
I always get it confused with Miracle on 34th Street.
Similar.
they're similar.
Similar story.
Yeah, for sure.
So that wasn't even an actual like.
That wasn't like a
wasn't a
gold
medal
medal
game.
game or anything.
It wasn't the gold medal game.
Wow.
It was just a huge game.
Couldn't tell by watching it. It'll
Going-
make you tear up like a gold
Oh,
medal
for sure.
game.
Oh, sports
Greatest movie,
movies?
one of the great. That movie specifically, man.
I showed June Rudy the last like a week ago.
Damn.
Did it
That
get
was
her?
up there too.
Oh yeah, she loved it.
It holds up.
yeah.
Documentary about my dad. This is cool.
I'm proud I never win anything.
They're gonna grab this.
I just keep trying.
Grab this little guy and lift him up.
When did they call him the thumb?
Where do they get to the
Dude.
nickname?
That little shit. I almost took a picture, but I didn't want to deal with it, so I'll just tell you in person. I taught her how to draw the shitty Stussy S. You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
universal. So now she loves it. That's like her favorite thing to draw.
Yeah.
She writes me a love note. 2 Stussy S's. I love my dad because he is small. I don't even remember the second one.
All you can focus on.
I was waiting.
The only word that she
It
could
was
think
the
of.
only word you saw. You saw small twice,
silly.
probably.
Small and silly. That little asshole, and I'm just like, do you fucking talk to Hammer when I'm not around or something?
I'm like, hey,
This would be cute.
I made you a card to give your dad already.
Yeah.
I did it with my left hand.
That's
It's pretty
small and
on.
silly. And I'm just like, did you mean small? She's like, yeah. Yeah, you're small. You're like a little guy. She's like, oh, like I'm fully.
She taps you on the shoulder.
You rubbed your head.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, if you need to borrow any boots or anything, you know where my closet is.
She'll learn what genetics are soon.
Amazing. Amazing. But yeah, Mark, anyways. Is that the game you're talking about? That's probably the game you were talking
That's
about.
the game we're talking
Yeah, that's the game I was talking about because I just know that I've heard time and time again about that.
Yeah.
And so I was just trying to kind of get in my mind of, I'm trying to wrap my mind around like, because I'm an NFL guy and that's not an Olympic sport
Right.
because
Nope.
we're the only country that plays
Yeah.
it.
Which drives me, it's another thing that drives me insane why I can't handle the NFL. They go, world champs!
That's true.
Dude, you got 2 teams in
Well,
Ohio.
Canada's got
like,
Canada's got CFL.
Yeah, but it's a whole different thing.
and they never play each other.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
They
I know.
didn't beat the CFL team.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think-
if American football
Yeah.
was like European football,
Right.
And if you came in last place in the NFL, that meant you had to go. Your team had to play in the CFL for a year.
It'd be amazing.
It'd be so great.
Man.
Later, Jacksonville.
It'd be incredible.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I respect out of soccer. That is
that is good.
It's like wrestling. Loser leaves town match.
Right on.
Right? Like, hey, you win. You lose. You're out of here.
Mark, I also think the reason why that game is considered like one of the all-time games in hockey history is the politics going on at the time.
Yeah.
USA, Russia, Cold World
Tensions.
or
Yeah, I mean that was even before Rocky and Drago.
Yeah.
To really bring it around American
you're
history.
Right.
We get
great
it,
way to
Nick.
put it.
We get it, Nick. Talk about Rocky for a minute.
So
Gotta
little
let him
Italian guys have been known to do cool things, okay?
He was also called small and silly.
In my favorite documentary, Rocky.
About Biggie's life.
I ran up the steps.
Of course.
Yeah.
I didn't do it on a band tour because you don't do anything fun on a band tour. I went on like a Paul Frank marketing tour. It's the only time I saw DC properly, and Philly, of course. But that was the only time I saw anything cool was on the Paul Frank tour.
Oh, when you said DC, I was like, my dude.
But
I got bad news about that photo.
You guys sold the wrong stairs.
But we could on that trip.
No, I paid the guy. He took a photo of me and everything.
Well, gnarly. We did DC. It was the year after 9/11, 2002, winter 2002.
Yep.
And so DC was fucked.
Yeah.
Obviously, but in the middle of the night, it was this fucking RV wrapped in Julius Paul Frank bullshit, and dudes like not parking properly and then running up to like every monument at 2 a.m. There's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
We got to talk.
Yeah, well, this was driving, so
Julius would have been fine, but I saw scurvy on the back.
Yeah, get him out of here.
I think my running up the Rocky Stairs was playing Philly with Ink and Dagger and doing it at like 4:30 in the morning. Just like this random thing. Like, you guys ever been to the Rocky Stairs? We're like, no. Can we go do that? Yeah.
How many breaks did you take on the way up?
I made it the whole way. I was in shape then. Now I'd go 3 stairs and eat a sandwich, 3 stairs, eat a sandwich. I'd actually watch Rocky when I got to the middle. Then I'd make it up a little.
Pumped up again.
Yeah.
Okay.